Dr. Harden actually gave me my first job. So good morning. My name is Crystal Gale. I am the network superintendent for the St. Louis Public Schools. I have been in education for 16 years. I am a proud product of St. Louis Public Schools. I attended the district after leaving private school as a third grader. I attended several of our schools because I got in trouble a little bit as a student. I came back to teach in our schools. I was mentored by my former teachers in our schools. I attended Gateway High School. I came back to Gateway as an intern, as an observer, and then got hired during my student teaching and taught for 5 years there. My principal at the time thought that I would be really good in administration or just good in school leadership and really encouraged me to take part in the district's leadership programs where Dr. Harden was my teacher. I got the opportunity at that point in time to get a master's through our district. I was hired as an administrator in one of our high schools to provide academic support for our high school leaders. And at the end of that year, which was my 6th year, I think, in the district, the superintendent asked me why I had not applied to be a principal. And I told him I don't really want to be a principal. Now, I had always wanted to be an educator. I came from a family that was really, really interesting, because part of it was from the inner city neighborhood and a little rough. Part of it was really affluent, traveled the country every summer, and so I understood the value of education. My mom worked to clean houses. A lot of people don't know that every day. And so my job was to cook dinner every night when I came home from school and take care of me and my foster brothers at night while my mom was at work. So my mother always told us to, make sure we go to school and study really hard so that we can use our minds and not our bodies. My grandfather, who was really fluent and retired from the military twice, taught me that the world is much more than what you see when you go outside in your neighborhood and on the west side and the north side where you grew up, and to always take advantage of every opportunity. So when my principal kind of saw something in me that at that time I didn't see in myself, I took advantage of it, and I got into the program when Dr. Adams, our superintendent, called for me to say, hey, why didn't you apply to be principal? And I didn't think I was ready. Other people did, because other people see things in you that you don't always see in yourself. And your work speaks for you. And when you're happy in the work, then you're blessed in the work as well with other opportunities. And so when I went into Sharina's office and kind of talked to her about some things, she encouraged me as well. So my journey in leadership started there. I was principal at an elementary school for 2 years. That was a turnaround school. And my charge there was to lead the school through its turnaround efforts, and we were deemed one of the lowest performing schools in the state of Missouri. And we made AYP in our first year through a lot of help, through a lot of hard work, through a great team of teachers. From there, I was principal at a high school for 5 years, and again, another one of the lowest performing schools in our state. And eventually, after 4 years, gained a provisional accreditation, which hadn't been done before. Again, because of the hard work of a team of people and kids believing in themselves and people really being willing to come to the table and do the hard work with you. I then started, transitioned to district leadership. And I worked in HR for 1 year, and now I serve as the network superintendent, which is equivalent of the assistant superintendent of schools for the St. Louis Public Schools, where I coach and work alongside principals to move barriers, help come up with strategic plans for children, work with the kids that are they come from the same neighborhood that I came from, which is why the work is so important to me. I see myself in them all the time. We share different stories. We help them to really see their potential, and that's why I do the work that I do. I love still being in the district. While sometimes it's a challenge because I have a really large family and they are in the district as well. I get several calls about younger cousins and people like that. They're in trouble. But I still love being part of the community that I grew up in and doing the work that to me is God's work, and it's work worth doing for our children.